All right, Mark and Craig, Pop Brothers-in-Law with Skate and Jay Swaz. We taught them how to shut the fuck up. They got pulled over about a year and a half ago, popped with some cannabis. They tried to say they were selling it, hit them with felonies. And now here we are a year and a half later, case dismissed. When you shut the fuck up, don't talk to the cops, use the only 25 words we teach you. Why did you pull me over? I'm not discussing my day. Am I being detained or am I free to go? If detained, you say, I invoke the fifth. And then what do you do, guys?
You shut the fuck up.
That's it,
Don't talk
man.
to the cops, man. Follow Pop Brothers at
law.
law.
You
Know your rights, know your laws, know all that.
We got you covered. Pop
Always.
Brothers at Law. Out. Mark and Craig, Pop Brothers at Law, co-hosts of Cannabis Talk 101 with Joe Grande and Blue. We want to reiterate how important it is to shut the fuck up, especially when you're in a place that gets raided. We just went to court today.
All right, I'm here with Big Brother from Pop Brothers at Law, and after you smoke the fuck up, you shut the fuck up. And that is your tip of the day.
Mark and Craig, Pop Brothers at Law. We have teamed up with Mark Medina of ASL for Prop 215 patients to help the hearing impaired understand and be able to communicate the script. So here you go. Big Brother, what do you say when the cops first pull you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when they start asking questions?
I'm not discussing my day.
And they keep asking questions?
Am I being detained or am I free to go, sir?
And if detained, what do you say?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights.
By saying what?
I invoke the Fifth.
And then, if detained, what do you do?
I shut the fuck up, and anybody and everybody do not communicate with the police in any way, shape, or form.
It is your right to remain silent.
That's the tip of the day.
Whoa, there we go. Tripped up a little bit. Did you see my brother kind of changed his look? I don't know what's going on. Hey, welcome to the Pop Brothers at Law live stream talk radio podcast. It is February 24th. There's my big brother broadcasting live from the car on the road, because no matter where we are or what we do, we're going to bring you this show wherever we are. And we want to remind you to follow our Instagram pages at WASLaw, at WASLawDog. And of course, Pop Brothers at Law is pot underscore brothers at underscore law. And you can also catch us on every social media platform: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and our main website, popbrothersatlaw.com, where you can learn all about us and everything we do. And if you like our hashtag STFU and shut the fuck up gear, you can get that at pbalmerch.com. That's PBAL merch.com. And that's where you can get those famous script stickers. And we want to thank our sponsors for this week's show, Canacon OKC, and of course, the Cannabis Sesh. And with that, for those who don't know, I am Mark Wasserman, and together with my big brother Craig, we're known as the Pop Brothers at Law, California attorneys handling all aspects of cannabis business licensing and regulations, as well as all areas of criminal defense. Due to our large social media presence, with over 1 million followers and our educational videos having amassed over 800 million views collectively, we created a worldwide attorney referral network system helping to connect good, honest, ethical attorneys for those in need around the globe. Most importantly, we teach people how to peacefully engage with law enforcement by simply using 25 words known as the script, and to shut the fuck up when cops ask questions. We have copyrighted and trademarked the script for legal services, and we are now ready to get into some news. But my big brother was going to do that, and I see he's dropped off. So let me bring in our great producer who hangs out in the back. Ali is going to join us for a moment until my brother gets some connection. As I said, he's on the road. He might have gotten disconnected. I'm sure he'll be back when he can. But, we were going to give a little recap of the Cannabis Sesh. And the Cannabis Sesh is something that came together basically within a 2.5 to 3 week period when a brilliant man named Travis, an event organizer doing raves and huge events for 10, 15 years, and moved away, came back, opened up a little spot, realized it was down the street from the Pot Brothers at Law, came to our office, made us an offer we could not refuse to get into business with him. And 2.5 weeks later, the Cannabis Sesh was born. The opening of the official Pot Brothers at Law Clubhouse was born, and it was phenomenal. We had over 72 vendors, close to 700 to 1,000 people, I think. And it was just amazing. And the way it got put together, there's Big Brother coming back in. I was just doing a little Cannabis Sesh recap about how it came together with Travis finding us. And then we reached out to everybody in the industry we've met over the last 6 years. And everybody kind of said yes and came on out. It was a great time. We provide a safe, fun environment to come and use cannabis. No sales, just consumption, lots of free gifting. We had dab bars and vape bars from Rove, Dime, J Farms, OGT. There were so many great vendors that came out and performers and performances. And my brother even stayed longer than he usually does and had a good time walking around. And it was just phenomenal. So what about you, Big Brother? What do you think of our first run at our own event?
It was awesome. I mean, just the vibe was so cool. It was just like most cannabis sessions. It's a cool vibe. Everybody chilling out and enjoying consuming while looking at arts, crafts. There was really cool artists there. There were crafts there. There was brands there. It was really cool. Can't wait for the next one,
which is already happening March 20th. And from what I understand now, me and my brother, we show up, it's ours, we own it with Travis, but he plans it all. He takes care of all that shit. And from what we understand, there were 20 or 30 vendors on a waiting list from the last one that have already got going. And we've sold a bunch of tickets on the first day already. And here we got somebody popping into the live stream. They haven't connected their thing yet, but there we go. Greetings, friends in need of seeds. Your government just made pot legal RSA.
Yeah, what government is that? Where are you from? That's why I put it up there.
Oh, gotcha. Join the live. We got Lele in the live stream, but your device isn't connected, and I cannot bring you in. You're trying. I might be a kink on our end.
I want to remind everybody, if you're listening on Instagram or Clubhouse, you can actually click the link at the top or in the link that Mark has provided on Instagram and join this conversation. So if you had a question about the sesh, please join us. I've got a question for both of you guys quickly while we get someone to join us. What's the most important part of doing these events? I mean, you guys have done them all and done so many of them. So what is it that you see as the most important thing we gain as a community, and why do you guys put so much work into these events?
Well, go ahead, Big Brother.
It's a great place for like-minded people to congregate and be able to freely consume cannabis as they're enjoying a festival. I mean, it's really that simple. And just to make sure everything runs smoothly, the vendors are there. There's no cannabis sales whatsoever. We were very, very strict on that. That would make it a consumption event, and it would fall under the regulations of the state of California, and you need to get permits, and you need to it's a real pain in the ass. So keeping sales out of the equation, it's like any other small festival. but it's smaller. It's more boutique, and I mean it's just a great place for people to hang out. And there's not a lot of those places around, especially in Orange County.
Well, and the clubhouse portion of what we're doing here is going to eventually be open 7 days a week with that type of event happening the third Sunday of every month. And the clubhouse itself is a safe, clean environment for people to come and consume their cannabis. You know, a lot of people have kids and they can't consume at home and around them. And, you know, they're on their way home from work and they maybe are doing it in their car when they don't want to, or, you know, there's nowhere to go. And if you're not a medical patient, you certainly can't smoke it outside anywhere. So that's something we're hoping to provide to the community.
Well, when I was in California, I went to several events, and I thought this was quite unique and one of a kind because there was live music, and it was a nice Sunday afternoon. Seemed like a very welcoming vibe to even someone that's not necessarily always using cannabis. Maybe someone that's a little newer. It seemed very welcoming and appropriate.
Well, I ran into quite a few people who hadn't heard of us. They were from the area. They don't use cannabis, but, you know, either were driving by, heard music, or lived, you know, a couple blocks down, had heard about it somewhere and wanted to see what it was all about, and learned that, hey, these are just, you know, fun people getting together, no problems, and in a nice controlled environment. So it was good to see that. Here's a question. Joseph Johnson, you got arrested and jailed before it became legal. Can I still get it expunged and your fines back? So I'm not sure what state you're in there, but for instance, in California, when the laws changed, people who were convicted of crimes that are now, you know, maybe it was a felony then, now it's a misdemeanor, or now it's an infraction, or it's not even a crime at all. So you can get those types of things expunged here in California. My assumption is other states have similar vehicles for that when the laws change. Hope that answers your question. Yeah, let me put up the StreamYard link again for those who want to pop on in.
Yeah, I lost you there. I lost you there for a minute, but this next comment is right in line with what my brother and I decided when we started our Instagram feed. Was we weren't going to be afraid of the stigma of someone who smokes cannabis. And we've been trying to change the stigma, you know, anywhere we can, all across the country, that it's okay to be a professional and consume cannabis on a daily basis. And it flies right in the face of the anti-drug propaganda. So, yeah, that's a great comment. Sagacious, come on in if you want to as well. But
yeah, we come on in and ask questions, join the live stream. That's why we're doing it this way. It's why we call it Talk Radio. We want to interact with everybody.
But we do need more people out there to step up and not be afraid to show their consumption of cannabis. It'll get the stigma changed a lot sooner than later.
We're ready to roll. Drive safe.
And that's another, you're ready to roll.
The joys of technology.
Is that Waze?
Yeah, that was Waze. I had to turn it off.
So is that telling you that you have safely parked the car and now you can roll a joint? Is it
No, not yet. We'll have that soon enough, but people should just know that.
All right.
We got here Ohio. Someone from Ohio. Yeah, it's. I think it's coming along. See, what are the rules in Ohio?
Well, what I'll do is, for the folks listening on Clubhouse, I'll read the question for you guys and see what the gentleman's comments are. Mikey Meyer says, I wish Ohio would hurry up and legalize it more than the medical part of it, like Michigan did. Plus, use this 2.83 grams Ohio is doing is making me shake my head. Old school days was 4 grams. So they have a daily limit in Ohio. And it's only medical too. And I think you guys know that that's not even enough for many medical patients. So what do you think about that?
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they have these limits and caps. And I mean, they have them here in California, you know, they have them everywhere. I mean, here you're only allowed to carry up to an ounce if you're 21 years old or older. 8 ounces if you have your physician's recommendation, you know. In New York, what is it, 2 or 4 ounces or something like that? But it's these 2.83 grams. I mean, right. There's patients out there who that's just not even gonna help your big toe. You know,
I mean, the problem is even though it's a form of decriminalization or legalization to some degree, they use these limits still as it's anti-cannabis still. It's still reefer madness. Oh my God, we better only let them have, a couple grams. Otherwise, everybody's going to go crazy if they have more than, 3 grams of cannabis. It's ludicrous. And it's, even though it is a step, I mean, it is a first step in the process for some of those states that are really behind the times, but those limits really should just get wiped out. There should be no limits. In California, if you don't have a recommendation, all you can have is up to an ounce. It's just stupid. There's no reason that it's limited. I mean, even if you bought 10 ounces in one day, what are you going to do with it? You can't smoke it all in one day. And even if you tried to, you'd fall asleep before you hurt yourself. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Axiom Revolt. We talk about everything regarding your rights and the laws, not just cannabis. So if you got 100 questions, pop in the live stream. Here's the link and come in and ask some questions. There he is, or there's somebody. All right, Joseph. We got Joseph in the house. What's up, Joseph? Where are you from? Oh, can you hear us, Joseph?
Joseph, when you enter the space, you're going to be muted. So you're going to want to give access to your microphone there at the bottom.
All right, let's bring in Ben and see what Ben's got to say. You there, Ben?
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Where are you from?
I'm from Missouri myself.
All right.
Good.
What kind of... You got a question for us, Ben? Go ahead.
Sure. Well, yeah, sure. So I just wanted to comment a few things. If that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cool. So like, first thing I guess about Ohio is I feel like, and I mean, well, maybe I should say that. Let me say that one for last. Okay. So the first thing would be the stigma about things. I mean, that's a lot of different levels. I won't be able to catch them all, but I even have doctor friends and medical family, that say sort of ignorant, superstitious things sometimes, like, smoking anything is bad for you. And I go, oh, really? Like styrofoam? Or if I just smoke this, it's all the same to them. Or they're like, just some regular old textbook stuff, like, joints like 3 times more than a cigarette, and there's things to refute that, but they go off of old, superstitious things that we're just working on, so much latent, bull crap from all the, misinformation and propaganda and all that. So that was one point. It's really pervasive in the common knowledge and the thinking and rationalizations people have. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling, the lack of logic.
Yeah.
Well, Ben,
I mean, the anti-cannabis people just completely ignore the facts. They just ignore the facts, and there's nothing you can really do about people who just ignore the facts. They want to call it a gateway drug, and and all this other crap, which has been
I come to them with the facts,
and there's just nothing you can do.
I try to come to them with the facts. I say, hey, 40,000 assaults a year, 100,000 rapes a year from alcohol. All the 16,000, 18,000 deaths by automobile accident, so forth. I'll say that, or that they've said that cigarettes are the 400 and something thousand deaths of cigarettes, or that they say that the scientists all agreed back in 2012 that it was 300 times more dangerous to drink alcohol than cannabis, and that for your health, and that's but still yet it's 10 times more expensive sometimes, almost, or 5 times more to do that, and more likely to in some places give you legal. A lot of people are coming around, and so my other point was about plant count. I mean, I think the restriction on quantity is bad, but I really think what hurts everything is the plant count and the restrictions for like permits and things, and so like Ohio. Another thing about Ohio is it's a big market, so they're going to want to dominate that market. And so like Ohio, that was my last point, was Ohio is like basically punished, I think, for voting down that bull crap legalization thing that was dangled in front of them, that was completely wonky, like some other medical programs and stuff. And so people talk about how we could face things like a Marlboro of cannabis in the future, but I also worry about, isn't it the case that when you roll out the legalization slowly, you enable these certain people that keep the market share thing that is so valuable to these very same big corporations, they can keep the market share all
no,
in the cause.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so I think
absolutely.
that's
The
what it's
problem is when
about.
the government,
Capitalism.
yeah,
Hold on,
when the
Ben. Let's
government
let the
rolled,
guys comment.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks, guys.
what was that?
No, thank
We
you very
appreciate
much, Ben. Go ahead, big brother. Make your comment. I'm going to put you back in the audience, Ben. Thanks for coming in, and we'll get to our next guest in a minute. Big brother, go ahead.
Yeah, the problem is when the government rolls out the rules, they're fucked. They're for the oligarchs, they're for the big corporate, trying to keep competition down, and they limit access to cannabis businesses as opposed to let's have a free market. And anybody who wants to should be able to get in. And if you have good service, you have the best cannabis, you have the best manufacturing, you're going to survive. If you don't, you won't survive. It shouldn't be a matter of you need $2 million to get a license. It should be like any other business, not overtaxed and overburdened, overregulated. That's why the people of each state need to have initiatives by the people and voted on by the people, not let the regulators roll it out. That's it. John, where are you from? Can you hear us, John? Mr. F.A.
Yes, I can hear you guys. I just want to tell you guys, I love what you guys do. I love the 25-word script. I need to get it down, Pat. I suck at remembering things.
Where are you from?
North Carolina, here in Greensboro.
Well, then,
nice. The rules out there they're not too good out there either in cannabis, are they, in North Carolina?
They're not friendly at all.
Not at all.
You got to commit that script to memory.
Yes. I need to get one of those stickers and put it on my visor.
I was gonna say, I wish they had a sticker or something that you could stick, so you could not even have to remember. That would
do.
Yes, because you just flip it down.
Go ahead.
Go
to
right
P-Ball,
PBAL
merch.com, and you can pick yourself
Awesome.
up a bunch of those stickers, man. We have them for your window,
Okay, cool.
so it's like on the when you get your oil done, you can set it right there, and you'll never forget it.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for popping in, John.
Thank you, guys. Absolutely. Thank you so much for all you guys do.
Have a great one.
Thank you. Here we go. All right, who's coming in next there? Gil, hey, where are you from? Got to unmute your mic.
Yeah, well, peace from Israel. What's up, guys?
All right, our Israeli brother. Nice to see
how
you.
you doing over there?
Well, we're scared for the war in Ukraine. Apart from that, we're all good,
Good. How are the cannabis laws coming along to Israel?
Well, medical cannabis has been coming a long way and progressing, but on the real deal is that we're waiting in a few days to see whether the government renews the law of sort of semi-decriminalization, or if they drop it, and then we're going back to full criminalization of cannabis use. Because we had a decree that's about to end just in 6 days, in actually less than 4 days, at the end of the month, and beginning of March, we're facing a new era, and either the government will sign off on the new bill, or we'll be left out with about 1.5 million users that will become criminals again.
Wow,
that's insane.
It's
that's
crazy
insane
because.
That
Well, with Israel being the leader in research for the last 30, 40 years with cannabis, it just makes no sense that they will roll back like that.
Well, logic, reason, and politics hardly and rarely go together.
Well said.
And even
politicians, no matter what country you're in, politicians are politicians. That's
exactly. Now,
that's absolutely crazy. That is crazy.
We've had a lot of influence on our politicians here. We've done a lot of collaborating and a lot of work together with them to get to where we are today, that they actually, the headline said that we already legalized because the promises were made.
Wow.
But in the end of the day, even politicians, and especially politicians, need to live up to their words and to go and get, things done in actions and not just in headlines over the news. And I just hope that we'll have better news in a few days and not a noose around our necks.
Well, we'd like to check back with you next week if you pop in and let us know what's happening in Israel. Hey, you can be our.
I'll definitely do that. Will be my pleasure. It's
That's
such
right.
a pleasure to hear you guys.
Well, I got a question, Gil. How did you actually? Hold on. How did you actually first hear about Pop Brothers at Law?
Well, Ali, my brother over there, has been on my radar for a long while, and I've been following this guy's work for a while, and you guys came up, and I kind of said, hey, it's time to join in and say hello. So,
Right.
hello.
Well, we appreciate
or as they say in our industry, hi.
Gil,
Hi.
Gil has been really active contributing on Clubhouse, so I do want to say thanks for popping in, Gil. And I think I have a question from a Clubhouse audience. And D-Lock, as you're listening, I'm just going to direct anyone who's listening. There's a link at the top. If you click that, you'll be able to join the live stream and actually speak with us so everyone else can hear you on all the other platforms. And thanks for stopping by, Gil. So I got a question for you, gentlemen, until another one of the audience members join us. And Gil brought it, alluded to it somewhat in terms of all of our responsibility really to know the law and not just follow the headlines that may say, oh, cannabis is legal and think we can do whatever. I had an experience at an airport in the US where I was entering the airport, and I know the laws well enough coming back to Canada that I shouldn't have any cannabis around at all. We're allowed to travel within Canada when we are on an airplane, but with cannabis, but of course never when we leave the country. So I wanted to ask you, Mark and Craig, let's say I ask a police officer, and this is what I did. I asked the ones outside, oh, can I have this cannabis on me? What should I do? What I really asked was, where do I dispose of it? And they said, because it's legal, you don't have to dispose of it, which was completely wrong. And as soon as I entered the airport, there was a big sign saying no narcotics anywhere. So where does the responsibility lie, Mark and Craig? I'd love your input on this. And welcome everybody else.
With you, cops can lie to you all day long, and whether they're doing it purposefully or maybe because we get a lot, cops don't know the current laws. They just don't. They think they do. They'll bully you into thinking that they know the laws, and they don't know the laws. So he could have just not, he could have thought, yeah, it's legal here, it's legal in Canada, whatever. Because if you got caught on the other end or in the air where it's federally illegal, you're going to get busted. And the defense of this cop told me it was okay ain't going to fly. So it's on yourself to know your rights and responsibilities.
Right. All right. Hey, let me get to some of these guests who popped in. Thanks for joining. I think we first saw Big Jake come in there. Where are you from, Big Jake?
Mendocino County over here in the Emerald Triangle.
All right. You got a question for us? Comment?
Oh, man, just continue to do what we do over here with MedVets, and actually was going to talk to you about some of the personal plant law that's going on and the ability to turn around. As we see, for us ourselves, we are heavily coming in with the personal plant law and the ability to gift 28 grams of dried flower and make sure that our veterans are getting more and more access because of the problems with Senate Bill 34. And actually, we are now launching this year our personal plant platoon. And that is all about teaching veterans to grow their own cannabis in their backyards, helping to overcome the problems that we're facing. So,
where are you from?
Mendocino County. I'm up in Willits and Fort Bragg.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's so important for people to learn to grow their own, especially vets who have a really tough time accessing medical cannabis that's so sorely needed. It's ridiculous. I mean, at least now, are you able to? Are you involved in any SB 34 events?
Yeah, we haven't been doing it in the events. We've been supporting others in their events. We did over $200,000 in cannabis giveaways last year through SB 34, plugging in with Weed for Warriors and their supply drops as well. So we what's that?
Yeah, I actually represent Weed for Warriors as well. Know them very well, and what the service that they do, and you coordinating with them is just we love it. I'm real good friends with Sean.
Okay, awesome.
Great dude.
You know, ultimately, there's a lot more people that need help than need people. You know, so it takes a village to get it done. You know, I talked about this. We were down there as a part of a huge giveaway in Long Beach there, and I was on the show there, and that's how we had all connected. And left from there, actually went on a.
That's right. I remember now. I remember meeting you.
Absolutely.
In Long Beach, yes.
Yep.
Nice
we were on stage, went through the whole thing, learned what your high five was all about.
That's right. Well, hey, thanks for popping in, Big Jake. We're gonna please, you know, as we do this week after week, and you've got things going on with the vets, come back in, let us know. You know, we're all about it, as my brother said. We represent Weed for Warriors, and we're happy to do what we can and lend our voice and platform to all these causes that are so important for vets.
Well, I'll tell you, if you get the chance, anyone that's representing you guys, we're throwing a 420 personal plant party in Fort Bragg. Have a beautiful venue up there. All of this is to fundraise for our personal plant platoon, helping to get out there and help get not only genetics, but the materials needed and the education from our legacy farmers.
Thanks, Big Jake. I want to make sure we get to some other folks too. If you're listening and you maybe drop down, join us and jump back up because we definitely want to get to your question.
We'll get to you. But hey, one more thing, Big Jake. If you send information about what you were just talking about with your event to contact@popbrothersatlaw.com, then we will get it and we can see, you know, how we might be able to get involved or help out.
Love it. All right. So contact@popbrothersatlaw.com. I got you, brother.
That's it. Thank you very much for listening, Big Jake. Great to see you again, my friend.
You as well, gentlemen.
Take care.
All right. All right. If we could have those other gentlemen jump back up, that would be great.
And I got one more question
Bring
from
D-Lo.
There you go. Go ahead.
All right. Unmute your mic.
What's your name and where you from?
He's got to unmute the mic. The mic is muted.
D-Lo, unmute your mic.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Where are you from?
Mississippi.
All right. Well, what can we do for you today? Question, comment?
I got a little echo, but I have a question. Mississippi just recently legalized medical marijuana. But anyways, I thought that was interesting. Everyone's scrambling. But I myself, I was trying to do my personal grow, and I went to Home Depot to get some soil. Is it just me, or has Miracle Grow taken over like everything? And it's like, everyone told me don't ever mess with Miracle Grow. So are there any recommendations?
I'm not hold on. I'm not a grower. I'm not a cultivator, but I would stay away from any type of soil you get at Home Depot and go to a hydroponic store where they specialize in nutrients. And you can even go online and buy Advanced Nutrients. Is a friend of ours. They sell top quality organic natural soil, really with heart, and not a big conglomerate like Miracle Grow. That'd be my advice. is just to find a hydroponic store or even go online where it's legal to buy soil online and look up advanced nutrients. And there's a few others, but I wouldn't buy it from a big box store like a Home Depot. I don't know if that answers your
Okay.
question, but that would be my advice. A non-grower.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining
Thank you
us,
very much
D-Lo.
for checking in and supporting us.
Okay. How do I stop this echo?
I don't know.
Turn down your mic. We're not very technical, but you're not that bad. It's coming out on your end. On this end, you're fine.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, thanks.
You have
all
a
right.
great,
Well, feel free to come
have
back.
a great day.
All right, very cool. Hey, it's about a little over 12:30. You got to get out of here, big bro. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support, and we will see you next week.
Well, no, hold on. I got reads to do. I got ad reads to do. I got our sponsors
No,
to thank.
I wasn't signing off. I was saying goodbye. I'm moving myself from the seat.
All right, he's out. All right. Well, let's go. Let's just go another hour now that he's gone. Oh, he can still hear, right?
Yeah. I do have one quick question from the audience that I'll read to you guys. And I know you can answer this really quick, but I think it's informative for everyone. Is smoking cannabis in public considered public intoxication?
No, well, so
in California, no, not just. Okay, I'll leave.
Wait, what happened? Where'd you go? Okay.
No, I'm gonna.
I'm
gonna let you answer. I'm gonna let you answer this question. I gotta run.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, brother.
I will.
Okay. So is it public intoxication just smoking? That's the question? So
smoking cannabis, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a criminal defense attorney by trade. And so that would be, someone being accused of a crime of public intoxication. One of, in California, one of the elements of that is not smoking or just inhaling. That's not an element of the crime itself of public intoxication. I mean, you've got to, you're going to be tripping over yourself and being an idiot, being drunk, because that's usually associated with somebody who's drunk, the public intoxication. But it could be intoxicated on anything, right? It doesn't mean just alcohol. And somebody certainly can be intoxicated on cannabis to the point where they might fall down or talk like we've all seen it, and we might have all been there at some point. But so the act itself, now, depending on where you are and what state you're in, the act itself might be a misdemeanor or even a felony or an infraction, and that's just going to depend on where you're at. So, were there any last minute questions before I?
Nope, that was it.
All right. So, as you saw up here on the top of the screen there, CannaCon OKC is where we will be March 31st and April 1st doing our seminar, The Etiquette of Engaging Law Enforcement, How to Shut the Fuck Up When Cops Ask Questions. It's a fun, entertaining, educational time. We do a live version of the script challenge. We give away $100 cash app from our sponsor, Top Tree, and other great prizes from many of our other sponsors. We want to thank CannaCon, which is a fantastic cannabis expo, bringing together consumers and businesses from around the world. You can spend an exciting 2 days learning how the cannabis industry is booming in Oklahoma City. We will be there, as I said, March 31st and April 1st. Come get educated at that seminar we will be doing. And if you go to cannacon.org, use code STFU30 for 30% off tickets. We will be there, and you can also catch us at the Cannabis Sesh. Well, actually, I take that back. My apologies. Our official clubhouse, which is with the Cannabis Sesh, and we will be doing these events the third Sunday of every month. Me and my brother won't always be there. I know this next one on March 20th, my big brother's going to be away. I'm certainly going to try to make it, but the Cannabis Sesh is having its third Sunday event, and you can check that out at Cannabis Sesh online at Instagram, and right there at the link, you can go get tickets. They are selling out fast, and vendor space is really moving, just like the last time. So don't forget tomorrow, the Script Challenge at noon on Instagram. We give away those great prizes. And March 4th, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this yet. We might be out in a Hollywood Walk of Fame, going up and down with cameras, doing the Script Challenge with people who are just out and about. So we'll more about that next Thursday right here, same time, noon Pacific, for the Pop Brothers at Law live stream talk radio podcast. And I will repeat our appearance schedule coming up. As I mentioned, March 31st and April 1st, CannaCon. April 20th, celebrating 420 out on the Seneca Nation Reservation, just outside of Rochester, New York. We will be performing with the Sober Junkie. And then May 11th to the 14th, it's G4 Live, brought to you by the Bud Tender Awards out in Las Vegas, Vegas Resorts World. And you will find us there doing our seminar and teaching people to shut the fuck up on stage with Snoop Dogg and Travis Barker. Thank you, Ali, for joining us. For my brother Craig, I'm Mark Wasserman, the Pop Brothers at Law. Remember, when the cops ask questions, you shut the fuck